It just makes me so mad because you know how much good the United States could do? The US, in my opinion, could single-handedly stop global warming, end world hunger, and end homelessness. Like this, because of how much power we have. And instead, we spend $1 trillion a year fucking bombing brown people. You are so wrong. It's not hard to tell Trump would go all in more for Israel. And Trump, I don't take Biden's word as a threat. He's saying Trump would be worse than him on this matter. I mean, it seems like you know what your political opinion is. Why the fuck are you here? You seem pretty convinced in your conviction, sir. Adam Food, thank you for the prime. Abby Martin is doing a documentary on Earth's greatest enemy on how the US military is fucking over the environment. Yep. I got so mad. I was seeing people talking about how, guys, stop being so impolite, okay? Stop doing like road blockades, guys, because some of us have to go to work. Guys, I know you want to protest like the genocide or whatever, but like I need to drive to work and you guys are like protesting on the freeway and it's really impacting me. You know, some people have bills to pay and some people, guys, it's like okay. All right. I get it. Your life is being inconvenienced. You have to understand that your life being inconvenienced for 2 seconds is a fraction of the suffering, a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the suffering that the Palestinian people are going through every day. That's the point. The point of a protest, the point of blockades and road blockades. That the point is to cause financial, political problems in those cities. How about they shut down your internet as a protest? Did you think you ate with this? I spent the entire stream promoting Palestinian voices. What would shutting down the internet for me do? How would that benefit Gazans? That would do the opposite. How about they shut down their internet? Honestly, base, they should shut down the internet so people can stop being so fucking mentally ill. God, some people, man. Some people, man. I totally epically own this streamer. How would stopping someone getting around do anything? If you stop people from being able to go to work, you force these businesses to not be able to be open. And if you force enough businesses to close, you're going to get a lot of people showing up at representatives' doors. If 50% of people couldn't go to work anymore and we decimated it, we decimated the workforce, what do you think those people are going to do? You think the business owners are going to be like, well, sometimes your business just closes. Oh, well. No, they're going to show up at their rep store and say, you need to fucking do something about this. Anything that gets news or public attention or makes people care, even indirectly, is good. Is good. One traffic jam does nothing. Oh my God. Yeah, you got me. I was talking about just doing one traffic jam, guys. I was thinking maybe we do just one tomorrow at like 1 p.m. and then we all go home at 2 p.m. And then we're done. Me when I'm completely delusional. Oh my God, dude, I love these people. I love these people so much. Someone needs to fucking send this guy what is it called? The MLK speech on white liberals or white moderates. Blockades make the causes you support put in a bad light. This isn't the right way to do it. Won't someone think about the optics? Guys, I know like literally tens of thousands of Gazans are dying, but someone think of the optics. Oh my God. Someone please like it just like doesn't make you look good, sweaty. What are you, a woman? What is this woman moment shit in my fucking chat, dude? Please. Please. I can't see this. No thanks. Boo-hoo. See, you seem to think that I'm saying you should come protest with us, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we should protest to make your life as shit as possible so that you're forced to give a fuck about it. Because you can't care about anything outside of yourself because you lack what's called human empathy. And when you see children getting maimed and then dying from infections because there's no medical treatment or medical equipment in Gaza, you don't feel any human emotion. You only see yourself and you can't see past that. And so because people like you exist in such large numbers, our goal is to make your life as difficult as possible so that you go bother the representatives. You understand? Yeah, that's what it is, okay? Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. All right. Enough talking to idiots. Unfortunately, one Twitch stream can't cure permanent brain damage, sadly. I know. One day. Don't disrupt my economy. Won't someone please think of the economy? Won't someone think of the optics? Oh my Lord. How do you say that shit and not realize you sound like a fucking idiot? Like, I don't understand. Oh my God. I don't understand. I just don't get it. Take notes, Butcher Biden. The ancestors of Ireland that you claim to be from disown you. Keep our country out of your mouth. As for von der Leyen, a genocide and genocidal Germany with your words and deeds supporting Israel at the ICJ, not in our name. The people of Europe stand with Palestine and South Africa. From Claire Daly, Irish member of the European Parliament. Fucking based, dude. Fucking based. Fucking based. Guys, you think that I know you guys think that the video is lagging or it's loading. That's not what's happening. It's that Biden is figuring out what he wants to say next. It just takes him a while. Okay. It takes him a second. All right. As a German, fuck Germany. Fuck every single country that thinks it's okay to side with genocide, man. You know what I don't get? I don't get how people can say, hey, we're doing all of this because we care about the fact that thousands of people are dying. Can you imagine if you didn't have access to water, food, medical equipment, and everyone you know is getting maimed, losing limbs, or dying? And there are no hospitals open anymore. And saying we want to do something about this, even if, you know, the very little we can do is like protest, even if the very little we can do is show up at our rep's door. Even the very little we can do, we should do it. And then looking at this, hearing someone say that and saying, but it's like a little inconveniencing for me. It's just like a little inconveniencing, you know? Because like I wanted to go out today and have some fun. And like you're really bringing down the mood, you know? What? How? How can you say that? How can you think that? It's just not possible for you to imagine your closest friend, your mom, your dad, your kid, your sister, your cousin, or yourself getting your leg amputated with no anesthesia, no painkillers, no medical equipment. You get your leg amputated, and the doctors, all they have is salt water and soap. And you're sitting there thinking about your fucking latte. Gain some fucking perspective, man. Holy shit. Just a little. Jesus. If you change the name from Israel, Palestine, China, and Taiwan, that would be the first protesting. Yeah, because, I mean, just look at Russia and Ukraine. There's a reason why Americans are so excited to help Ukraine or whatever, or rather that they are so pro-Ukraine. Maybe that not every single American thinks that we should give them money, but there's no American that thinks that Russia should win, except for like the Jackson Hinkle, but those aren't even really people, so we don't care about them. You know? And why? It's because America hates Russia because Russia's evil and communism or whatever. Canadian Garrett, thank you to 12 months. Thank you. It's like, you're lucky if you even get that fucking insane situation of an amputation. Yeah, if you... Yeah. Yeah. It's like, dude, I don't know about you guys. There are the, like... My cat likes to drink water from the tap. And he likes when I just like open the water a little bit, and he likes to paw at it and then like drink from it, like drink from the stream. And when I do that, I feel bad, like, because I immediately just think about the fact that like my cat has better access to clean drinking water than literal human beings in another place in this earth. And then I have to forget. I have to force myself to stop thinking about it. Because thinking about it doesn't do anything. It just makes me depressed. And I'm like, it's okay. Oh, look at how funny this cat is. Yeah. You know? And then there are people that will make TikToks making fun of Palestinians, being like, I bet you wish you had this. And they'll turn the sink on. And it's like the craziest thing is like, whatever. You don't want to boycott Starbucks, whatever. You don't want to like care about this issue, whatever. You don't want to protest, whatever. It's fine. It's whatever. Everybody is dealing with their own problems and their own shit every single day. Okay? That's fine with me. I understand. All right? Why tell everybody that you're an asshole is the part that I don't get. That's the part that gets me. It's not the people who don't put an effort to care. It's the people that go out of their way to tell everybody, hey, just so you guys know, I don't have any human empathy. Just in case, did anybody here didn't know? In case you didn't know. So weird. So weird. Oh my God. Boggles my mind. Absolutely boggles my mind. My brain cannot understand it. My like these type of people, like what is wrong in your brain? LOL, we are all selfish. None of that matters. You can't fix people's selfishness. According to history, empathy doesn't really exist. LOL. Think of World War I and World War II. Wars happen in many parts of the world. People are just used to that fact. Welcome to humanity. I fight for my battle and you do you. Sorry, but nobody fights for me but myself. That's how most people think. LOL, reality sucks. Oh, you try all you want, but most people deal with their own problems. LOL, I will do whatever I want. Too bad. You're not epically owning me, by the way. You're just making yourself look like a giant piece of shit. That's the only thing you've achieved. You've only successfully convinced almost 2,000 people that you're a terrible human being. That's all you did. That's it. You're not cool for being a realist, okay? I don't know what to tell you that. Okay? I care about humanity despite the fact that sociopaths like you exist. Latte, thank you for the prime. And it's like, this is what I mean though, like whenever I say that this shit is it's a self-report. The type of people that say all people suck. You know, everybody's selfish. You're just self-reporting, man. That's you. You're just talking about yourself and other assholes like yourself. You're not making some epic statement. You're just trying to justify the fact that you're a piece of shit by saying everyone's like me instead of trying to grow and change as a person. It's weird. It's very weird to think that selfishness is human nature. It's so weird. I don't know about you guys, but I've met some people that their selflessness is so off the charts that I cannot live in the universe where I think that people are inherently selfish because it would be a crime to those people. Not to like suck my friends off or whatever, but like some people like Sabrina are the nicest people you will ever meet. Like will give you the shirt off their back. Like you can wrong them 100 times, but if you need help, they will help you. And it is an injustice to those people to say that people are inherently selfish. Regardless of how selfish you are, just know that there are people that will go out of their way. I just, you know? I used to think people like that were weird, and then I realized I'm the weird one. Yeah. Yep. Mhm. And it's like, I'm not even that I am not even that forgiving, okay? I am not that selfless. I'll be totally real, okay? I know people that are way more selfless than me. Imma be for real, FR with you. If you wrong me more than once in a way that is unacceptable and you know it's unacceptable, I will never speak to you again. Ever. I don't care. Like, I draw my boundaries, and I refuse, like, just on principle, because I've been a doormat before, it's, like, too much for me to stop being like, to get past that and be nice despite that. But there are people that are not like that. There are people that are just endless selflessness. You know? And yeah, I'm not saying that it's selfish to have boundaries. Of course not. Um, I always preach having boundaries and all that stuff. I'm saying uh that is like I can't even do that. You know what I mean?
After 9 months, a new sub baby is born. Time to gift a sub.
That's right. Thank you for the 9 months. Thank you. Yeah, letter from Birmingham jail from MLK. This is the one about the white moderates. Let me see if I can find. First, I must confess that over the past few years, I have been gravely disappointed by the white moderate. I have almost reached the regrettable conclusion. I'm just going to use like the term Black Americans because I don't want Twitch to ban me for reading text out loud. So I'm just going to use Black Americans and substitute that every time, just in case. You guys already know all my political stances. But I've been gravely disappointed by the white moderate. I've almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Black Americans' great stumbling block in his stride towards freedom is not the white citizens' counselor or the KKK, but the white moderate, who is more devoted to order than justice, who prefers a negative peace, which is the absence of tension, to a more positive peace, which is the presence of justice, who constantly says, quote, I agree with you in the goal you seek, but I cannot agree with your methods of direct action. Who paternalistically believes he can set the timetable for another man's freedom, who lives by the mythical concept of time, and who constantly advises the African American to wait for a more convenient season. Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. Lukewarm acceptance is much more bewildering than outright rejection. And just this paragraph is like, this paragraph alone just like summarizes so much of America. So much. White moderates destroyed. Yeah. Tesseract, thank you for the gift sub. Thank you. Serenity, thank you for the 5 gift subs. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. So, anyways, okay. I'm thinking that we watch. What's this? Someone posted this in chat earlier. So I wanted to see this. And then I was thinking we watch the Bisan updates. This is, I guess, like it's a TikTok.
شوارع مباقة في حي الشجاعية حجم الدمار هائل
It's like, there are people living here. This is why the IDF has killed every journalist with drone access so they can hide the scale of the destruction. The craziest thing is that some of them don't even hide it. Like, they have literal IDF members recording themselves committing war crimes and murdering tens of thousands of people and bombing shit down. Like this shit. Is this the first time in history where one side proudly posts video evidence of their genocide for all to see?
The fact that this is going on in broad daylight, on every news outlet, and people still defend it. WTF, man.
Billy, thank you for the 37 months. Ah, of course. Dubstep edit of me killing thousands of people. Just normal stuff here. It's totally normal stuff. Nothing to see here. Cool. Poggers. You don't blow up universities unless you're trying to destroy a people, their culture, and their future. The Israeli military just blew up the University of Palestine in Gaza City with 315 mines. All of the universities in Gaza have been destroyed or damaged. We need a full academic boycott. Most moral army. I think the piece of information for me that convinced me, because there's a lot of people, by the way, that will say, well, yeah, but Hamas is underneath that building. We had to bomb it. Then how do you defend the fact that the IDF has gone into the West Bank and uprooted or burned down thousands of olive trees that belong to farmers? The Hamas members, they were living in the tree in the West Bank. The olives they were feeding the Hamas members. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. Sure. Yeah. It's a war on Hamas. Definitely not a genocide. They're fucking bullies. Yep. I mean, I would go further than that word, but yeah. There were 2 videos that I think I wanted to watch with you guys from Bisan. I think I want to start with this one. And it says, it's Bisan from Gaza, and people were tortured at the Indonesian hospital.
This is Bisan from Gaza. But talking about the hospitals, are the hospitals safe in Gaza? Are we safe inside the hospitals? I'll try with you to have some testimonies from the Indonesian hospital nurses, doctors, patients, some ambulance drivers, or anyone who witnessed the massacre that happened to this hospital especially.
كانت كمية المجازر اللي بتصير داخل المستشفى نفسها.
Sorry, let me read out the translations. It says Bisan talked to survivors who lived through the Israeli siege.
كانت كمية المجازر.
There were several massacres taking place inside the Indonesian hospital itself. They used all the torture methods. To a point where they beat doctors, including a female doctor. They hung 2 wounded people who were in dire condition. They hanged them in front of the displaced people and the patients. They opened fire on several patients who were killed. Hidayah volunteered at the Indonesian hospital for 48 days before evacuating. The corpses were at the hospital for 3 days. Whoever died, we'd cover their face and they'd stay in their place. We tried as much as we could to keep the corpses away from the wounded. We'd keep them away from... I'm so sorry, excuse me. We tried to keep them away from the wounded because then the wounded would get scared. We kept them away from kids and displaced people because seeing corpses would make the wounded say, "I'm next." And we tried to get a few corpses out to place them by the hospital door from outside. 2 of us got shot when we did that. A doctor and a displaced person who wanted to help. Around 200 patients were evacuated from the Indonesian hospital to Nassar Hospital in the south.
From the Indonesian hospital came either to this hospital, Nasser Medical Complex, or to the European hospital between Khan Yunis and Rafah. We will try to find some witnesses to tell us what happened in the Indonesian hospital before they evacuated.
صوبت أختي حسناء حجي.
My sister Hasna got struck. We were peacefully hanging out at home.
قاعدين عادي بضرب.
And suddenly, a period of intense simultaneous bombing had hit the street behind us. The next day, there was no medical staff at the hospital. The healthcare system was in a bad state. It was out of service. There's no treatment, there's no beds or anything else. My sister was lying on the floor like this. There are no beds or anything. There's no blankets or anything to keep her warm. We were like this for almost 10 days. No food, no water, and the hospital is under siege. And we couldn't leave or do anything. The Indonesian hospital told us that her condition is dire because the impact was on her brainstem, which regulates the body movement and the heart. More than 9,600 children have been killed by Israeli airstrikes since October 7. Many patients who escaped from the Indonesian hospital are children. That's the house that he was rescued from under the rubble. The house is 350 square meters. It's all gone. Who did he lose? He lost his father and his mother. And his grandmother. His brothers, his sisters, and his uncles. He lost everyone. There's no one left. Does he know? No, he doesn't know. This is Huda. She was missing at the Indonesian hospital. We searched for her, but some good people moved her here. We thought she had died. We spent over 6 days looking for her. She's a kid who lost her sight and her eyes are gone. 5-centimeter missile fragments were in her eyes. A do-gooder found her on the floor, and he brought her here. God bless him. At least 700 patients and thousands of displaced people were inside the Indonesian hospital. The suffering was indescribable at the Indonesian hospital. The hospital had a stench due to the large number of patients. All the medical supplies were scarce. As they failed to reach the hospital, they brought young people to the Indonesian hospital. There were no medical supplies for them, so they had died. They struck our house, which brought down 5 floors, and it killed 50 family members. Most of them are kids and our grandchildren. When I was under the rubble, my legs were stuck under the concrete. The situation at the Indonesian hospital is out of control. The wounded would be laid near the reception, with blood and dirt all over, with nothing to offer them, not even gauze. The tank was behind the building shooting at the Indonesian hospital. They killed people at the Indonesian hospital. We spent 4 days living in constant fear with nonstop firing. While Israel agreed to let some critical patients evacuate, survivors say the route was not safe. On the night of November 20th, we boarded the buses. It was extremely terrifying amidst relentless gunfire, warplanes, rockets, and tanks. At Salah ad-Din, the road, they detained some of the wounded. We suffered there. They created a lane for the buses so they could search them. All of us were required to get off the bus, wounded or not, we all had to get off. They searched us and they humiliated us. They detained some people, including some ambulance drivers and doctors. When the tank fired at the Indonesian hospital, we had no idea what to do. Our wounds became infested with worms because there was no one to clean them. My legs were infested. Around 200 injured people and medical staff were unable to evacuate the hospital. We had 3 days to evacuate, but unfortunately the evacuation... Okay, this woman speaks really fast. Sorry. But unfortunately the evacuation didn't happen, that we expected didn't happen. Few buses and few ambulances came. Those who could left, and the rest of them were unable to leave. We, the patients, displaced people, medical teams, were all walking because as long as we were still walking, the tanks were still aiming at us and opening fire. We thought that moment was supposed to at least be an opportunity to get us on the bus. We got out, but because of the heavy bombardment, the rest of us couldn't get on the bus. They weren't even able to get onto the street from the hospital. Over a dozen healthcare workers were arrested and are still missing. The ambulances were stopped by the IDF. They stopped us in the most repulsive ways and manners. They would undress us, despite the logos and the emblems of the Ministry of Health and the emergency services on the cars and uniforms that we wear.
So some of the injuries and patients and even their families and displaced people who have been evacuated from the Indonesian hospital came to a school. We're talking about more than 55 entries are here without taking any treatment, any medical services.
Hidayat volunteers at a school in the south where some of the patients had evacuated. We heard the bombardment and we looked outside, assuming it was outside of the Indonesian hospital. I realized that the department I was in, the patients that were with me, that I would treat, were killed. The situation led me to have a nervous breakdown. I wanted to get my patients out. These people were our patients. They would open fire at anyone who went in. When they besieged us, we couldn't even open a window. The amount of snipers were unimaginable. We felt some reprieve when we got here. It's better than being at the Indonesian hospital, where fear debilitated us. We were drained. The shrapnel is still in my leg. I'm exhausted because I keep bleeding from it. I need medicine and I need treatment, but there's no medicine here. They can only change our gauze and that's it. Israel has targeted over 150 healthcare facilities in Gaza since October 7. We spent 48 days, We spent 48 days and they were some of the most difficult of our lives. It can't be described because of how difficult it was. Since this piece was filmed, Israeli forces have bombed areas near Nasser Hospital. It is one of the last functioning hospitals in the south. This is no longer true. There are no hospitals anymore. And it's just like, can you imagine seeing this and saying your protest, your blockade, it's inconveniencing me. I don't know how anyone can look at Gaza and all the hospitals that were destroyed by Israel and claim that it's complicated. And it's like, how? How can you do that? How? And that people have the audacity to be like, well, technically it's not a genocide. You're really focusing on the right things right now. Oh, sorry, I muted. I'm glad that we're focusing on the right things. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, like, uh, are you? Americans only barely know about the Holocaust, so if it doesn't even look like that, then it's not a genocide. It's like, even if you are one of the fucking morons that doesn't think it's a genocide, why is that the detail you're choosing to focus on? If the thought of living in Gaza terrifies you, you do not have the right to say, technically, it's not a genocide. The only reason it's not a genocide is because my mom stopped watching the news, so that means it went away. Yep. It's just pathetic. Look, these exact people, like literally, this no self-awareness, none, zero. Okay, it's a genocide, but who started it? Israel, you fucking dipshit. Google Nakba, Nakba. Okay? And tell me what you find. I'll give you a hint. Israel going into Palestine and displacing and murdering hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. So dumb. So dumb. And speaking with such confidence, despite knowing they know nothing about the conflict. Like, that person has never read even like half a page of information about Israel or Palestine, but they come in with so much confidence. They're like, I don't know anything about this conflict and I only found out about it last month. But who started it? It's got big. It wasn't, listen, the Civil War wasn't about slavery. It was about states' rights. States' rights to do what? States' rights to do what? To, I don't know, own slaves? I bet half the people that type dumb shit like that don't even know that Israel literally funded Hamas. Do you know that? Do you know that, buddy? I bet you don't know that. I bet you don't. That's okay, man. Go back to watching Naruto, man. Hassan's IRS agent. Thank you for the tier ones. Dude. What? We have Hassan's tax evasion accountant. And then now we have his IRS agent. Guys. Guys. What's going on here? What's going on here? Anyways, I just wanted to spend a day talking about Gaza because I did not forget, and I hope no one else here has forgotten. And every once in a while, I want to remind people that this is still very much so happening. I don't think it's good for anyone's mental health to cover it every single day and talk about it every single day, which is why I haven't. I just try at least a couple times a month to talk about it because I don't want people to think that it went away or that it's over or anything like that. So also Bisan said this. She said she's pushing for a global strike from the 21st to the 28th in January, ceasefire now. After my survival with a miracle tonight while being struck in the hospital until now, it's time for this to end. It's justice against injustice. It's good against evil to war against humanity and the world, not just against Gaza. Here we are now all under bombardment and are at risk at death at any moment, and you can make a difference. We civilians across the world do not have the tools of war. We do not have the thirst for killing and death. We only have our throats in the demonstration of our boycott in the economic movement of our countries, especially those that support the genocide committed by Israel in Gaza. Strike from the economic movements, work and your normal life because nothing is normal in this life. Strike as much as you can and protest for a whole week or until this madness ends. You can disrupt the economies that support genocide and make your voices and our voices heard. Call for strikes during the next week for an immediate and permanent ceasefire. We are human beings like you. We have beautiful cities, many lives and dreams, and they were destroyed in front of you and are still being destroyed. You can make a difference and stop this genocide. Do not despair and continue until the ceasefire. Yeah, maybe not everyone would be able to strike, but please protest if you can. Yeah. I also feel I also want to say one other thing, which is I feel like every once in a while, it's important to talk about this so I can cull the people in this audience that are complete pieces of shit, okay? Because if you see this type of shit and you feel nothing, I don't want you here. If you don't protest, that's okay. Even if you're still going to Starbucks, that's okay. But if you see this shit and you feel absolutely nothing, or you think it's a joke, or you think it's funny or some shit, I want you to oust yourself so I can ban you, because I don't want you here. Like, fuck you. Just genuinely. I'll disagree with your decisions if you're still going to Starbucks, and I'll disagree with your decisions if you're if you engage in certain things, behaviors. But if you see shit like this and you feel nothing, and you still can't look beyond yourself, yeah, fuck you. Yeah, fuck you, dude. All right. Like, this is not the right place for you. And I don't want you here. And I don't want you here. Okay? What would be the most disruptive things to abstain from? Wondering what I could do, Jen. I mean, I would say doing your best to boycott the long list of products that are currently and brands that are currently supporting Israel. So McDonald's, for example, the boycott is actually cutting into their profits. It's actually working. I would say that that is the easiest, most effective thing you can do. What did Starbucks do in the Gaza conflict? There were Starbucks workers who were protesting the genocide, and they were fired for protesting. They retaliated against a union that expressed support for Palestine or something like that. Yes. Also, you can check BDSMmovement.net for a list of who they're boycotting. Yes, this is a good resource for anyone who's looking. It has a lot of information. If anyone here genuinely is trying to do more, this shit literally makes me want to cry, and some people don't even give a shit. Baffles me. It's like, I can understand people who are dealing with too much in their own life. Okay? Oh, sorry, I said BDSM. I'm so papiga. I'm sorry. Listen, okay? I'm sorry that thinking about this gets me too emotional to be able to read properly. Sorry, okay? Jesus. And fucking kink shamers here. I just autopiloted when I was reading. BDS movement, Christ. Sorry. Honestly though, every single person I know who's into BDSM is anti-Israel. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so kind of actually based, actually, okay? Kind of in a way. But yeah, anyone here who's looking to do stuff, there's lots of information here. This is much better than anything I'm going to be able to regurgitate. And I understand some people don't have that ability. Some people are dealing with clinical depression and are barely able to get out of bed. Okay? And I don't judge those people. And sometimes even if our lives are significantly more privileged than the people who live in Gaza, sometimes you are barely in control of your own body. And that's okay. It's okay. Just don't be part of the problem. If you don't have the ability to be part of the solution, don't be part of the fucking problem. That's all. Don't be like these fucking freaks. We love the IDF, and it's a picture of two dumb hoes with Starbucks cups. Y'all ugly AF, LMFAO. $54,000 likes. Oh, I know, Fellaini. I do not support all women. Some of you are dumb bitches. No. The we love the IDF post got 300 likes and 5,000 quote tweets. The post saying y'all ugly AF got 55,000 likes. Cooked. Just this is what I mean when I say if you're not going to be part of the solution, just don't be part of the problem. Why? Why tweet this? Why? Why get online and say this? Why? As an ugly person, we do not claim them. True. True. Oh, God. I second that. Sorry. Yeah, it's just why? Just why? It's not funny. It's not cute. And I promise you, people will remember that you said that shit. It's just, we're going to move on to the next segment, but it's just so weird to me. When I watch these videos, especially videos of children in Gaza that desperately need medical care, I have to hold back tears. I have to hold back crying, you know? And there are some people that just not even on the same page, just on a completely different page. And it's just insane to me. My brain can't comprehend it. So weird. Especially when these are the people that you're making fun of. This is it. We know what pain means. This cat was crying from pain and her leg was broken. Some injured civilians saw her and decided to fix her leg in the hospital. Injured Palestinians will take the time to make a splint for this poor kitty with a broken leg. Let these videos destroy the hateful narratives you've been fed your entire life.
لا ارجعوا شو عشان تقدر بس بعيد.
And these are the terrorists that you're bombing that deserve to die because they're staying at the hospitals that Hamas is apparently allegedly operating at. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. The music makes it propaganda, not gonna lie. Propaganda is neither positive nor negative innately. So Yeah, dude, I feel that video though. There's like some stray cats in my neighborhood. I've told you guys about this, and I like to put some food out for them. And I recently put out this like this little heating pad for them to sleep on. And they weren't really using it, but this one cat that's like limping because I maybe got in a fight with another cat or maybe it fell or something. It spent all day yesterday sleeping on the heating pad because it was raining outside. I wonder if it's still there. I'll have to check later. Cats kill native birds? Good. I don't want those birds shitting on me. Good. I hope they kill more birds. I hope birds go extinct. And I'm going to go further. I hope your mom's a bird. Hope your whole family is comprised of birds and they get extincted by cats.